Hello and welcome to the session on operating systems and application softwares. An operating system is system software that manages computer hardware and software resources and provides common services for computer programs. Operating systems schedule tasks for efficient use of the system and may also include accounting software for cost allocation of processor time, mass storage, printing, and other resources. For hardware functions such as input and output and memory allocation, the operating system acts as an intermediary between programs and the computer hardware, although the application code is usually executed directly by the hardware and frequently makes system calls to an OS function or is interrupted by it. Operating systems are found on many devices that contain a computer, from cellular phones and video game consoles to web services and supercomputers. The dominant desktop operating system is Microsoft Windows with a market share of around 82.74%. Mac OS by Apple Inc. is in second place, having market share of 13.23%. And the varieties of Linux are collectively in third place, having 1.57% of market share. In the mobile, smartphone and tablet combined sector, use in 2017 is up to 70% of Google's Android, and according to third quarter 2016 data, Android on smartphones is dominant with 87.5% and a growth rate 10.3% per year, followed by Apple's iOS with 12.1% and a per year decrease in market share of 5.2%, while other operating systems amount to just 0.3%. Linux distributions are dominant in the server and supercomputing sectors. Other specialized class of operating systems such as embedded and real-time systems exist for many applications. Examples of operating systems: laptops, tablets, and desktop computers all run operating systems that you have probably heard of. Some examples include versions of Microsoft Windows like Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows Vista, and Windows XP. Apple's Mac OS, formerly OS X, Chrome OS, BlackBerry, Tablet OS, and flavors of the open source operating system Linux. Your smartphone runs an operating system too, probably either Apple's iOS or Google's Android. Both are household names, but you may not have realized that they are the operating systems being utilized on these devices. Servers like those that host the websites you visit or serve the videos you watch typically run specialized operating systems designed and optimized to run the special software required to make them do what they do. Some examples include Windows Server, Linux, and FreeBSD. Types of operating systems: single and multitasking. A single tasking system can only run one program at a time, while a multitasking operating system allows more than one program to be running in concurrency. This is achieved by time sharing, while the available processor time is divided between multiple processes. These processes are each interrupted repeatedly in time slices by a task scheduling subsystem of the operating system. Multitasking may be characterized in preemptive and cooperative types. In preemptive multitasking, the operating system slices the central processing unit time and dedicates a slot to each of the programs. Unix-like operating systems such as Solaris and Linux, as well as non-Unix-like perhaps as Amiga OS, support preemptive multitasking. Single and multi-user. Single-user operating systems have no facilities to distinguish users but may allow multiple programs to run in tandem. A multi-user operating system extends the basic concept of multitasking with facilities that identify processes and resources such as disk space belonging to multiple users, and the system permits multiple users to interact with the system at the same time. Distributed. A distributed operating system manages a group of distinct computers and make them appear to be a single computer. The development of networked computers that could be linked and communicate with each other gave rise to distributed computing. Distributed computations are carried out on more than one machine. When computers in a group work in cooperation, they form a distributed system. Templated. In an operating system distributed and cloud computing context, templating refers to creating a single virtual machine image as a guest operating system, then saving it as a tool for multiple running virtual machines. The technique is used both in virtualization and cloud computing management and is common in large server warehouses. Embedded. Embedded operating systems are designed to be used in embedded computer systems. They are designed to operate on small machines like PDAs with less autonomy. They are able to operate with a limited number of resources. They are very compact and extremely efficient by design. Windows CE and Minix 3 are some examples of embedded operating systems. Real-time. A real-time operating system is an operating system that guarantees to process events or data by a specific moment in time. A real-time operating system may be single or multitasking, but when multitasking, it uses specialized scheduling algorithms so that a deterministic nature of behavior is achieved. Library. A library operating system is one in which the services that a typical operating system provides, such as networking, are provided in the form of libraries and composed with the application and configuration code to construct a unikernel, a specialized single address space machine image that can be deployed to cloud or embedded environments. Features of the operating system. The operating system is a program with the following features. An operating system is a program that acts as an interface between the software and the computer hardware. It is an integrated set of specialized programs used to manage overall resources and operations of the computer. It is a specialized software and controls and monitors the execution of all other programs that reside in the computer, including application programs and other system software. Objectives of operating system. The objectives of the operating system are to make the computer system convenient to use in an efficient manner, to hide the details of the hardware resources from the users, to provide users a convenient interface to use the computer system, to act as an intermediary between the hardware and its users, making it easier for the users to access and use other resources, to manage the resources of a computer system, to keep track of who is using which resource, granting resource requests and mediating conflicting requests from different programs and users, to provide efficient and fair sharing of resources among users and programs. Characteristics of operating system. Some of the most prominent characteristic features of operating systems are memory management. Keeps track of the primary memory, that is, what part of it is in use by whom, what part is not in use, etc., and allocates the memory when a process or program requests it. Processor management allocates the processor or CPU to a process and deallocates the processor when it is no longer required. Device management keeps track of all the devices. This is also called I/O controller that decides which process gets the device and when and for how much time. File management allocates and deallocates the resources and decides who gets the resources. Security prevents unauthorized access to programs and data by means of passwords and other similar techniques. Job accounting keeps track of time and resources used by various jobs and or users. Control over system performance records delays between the request for a service and from the system. Interaction with the operators. Interaction may take place via the console of the computer in the form of instructions. The operating system acknowledges the same, does the corresponding action and informs the operation by a display screen. Error detecting aids. Production of dumps, traces, error messages and other debugging and error detecting methods. Coordination between other software and users. Coordination and assignment of compilers, interpreters, assemblers and other software to the various users of the computer system. Application software. Application software app is a software designed to perform a group of coordinated functions, tasks or activities for the benefit of the user. Examples of an application include a word processor, a spreadsheet, an accounting application, a web browser, an email client, a media player, a file viewer and aeronautical flight simulator, a console game or a photo editor. The collective noun application software refers to all applications collectively. This contrasts with system software, which is mainly involved with running the computer. Applications may be bundled with the computer and its system software or published separately and may be coded as proprietary, open source or university projects. Apps built for mobile platforms are called mobile apps. In information technology, an application or application program or software application is a computer-based program designed to help people perform an activity. An application thus differs from an operating system which runs a computer, a utility which performs maintenance or general purpose chores, and a programming tool with which computer programs are created. Depending on the activity for which it was designed, an application can manipulate text, numbers, audio, graphics or a combination of these elements. Some application packages focus on a single task such as word processing. Others, called integrated software, include several applications. User-written software tailors systems to meet the user's specific needs. User-written software includes spreadsheet templates, word processor macros, scientific simulations, audio graphics and animation scripts. Even email filters are a kind of user software. Users create this software themselves and often overlook how important it is. The delineation between system software such as operating systems and application software is not exact, however, and is occasionally the object of controversy. For example, one of the key questions in the United States Microsoft Corporation antitrust trial was whether Microsoft's Internet Explorer web browser was part of its Windows operating system or a separable piece of application software. As another example, the GNU Linux naming controversy is in part due to disagreement about the relationship between the Linux kernel and the operating systems built over this kernel. Classification. There are many different and not alternative ways in order to order and classify application software. By the legal point of view, application software is mainly classified with a black box approach in relation to the rights of its final end users or subscribers. Software applications are also classified in respect of the programming language in which the source code is written or executed and respect of their purpose and outputs. By property and use right. Application software is usually distinguished among two main classes: closed source with open source software applications and among free or proprietary software applications. Proprietary software is placed under the exclusive copyright and a software license grants limited usage rights. The open closed principle states that software may be open only for extension but not for modification. Such applications can only get add-on by third parties. Free and open source software (FOSS) shall be run, distributed, sold or extended for any purpose, and being open shall be modified or reversed in the same way. For software applications released under a free license may be perpetual and also royalty free. Perhaps the owner, the holder or third party enforcer of any right, copyright, trademark, patent are entitled to add exceptions, limitations, time decays or expiring dates to the license terms of use. Public domain software is a type of FOSS which is royalty free and openly or reversedly can be run, distributed, modified, reversed, republished or created in derivative works without any copyright attribution and therefore revocation. It can even be sold but without transferring the public domain property to other single subjects. Public domain software can be released under an unlicensing legal statement which enforces those terms and conditions for an indefinite duration, for a lifetime or forever. By coding language. Since the development and near universal adoption of the web, an important distinction that has emerged has been between the web applications written with HTML, JavaScript and other web native technologies and typically requiring one to be online and running a web browser, and the more traditional native applications written in whatever languages are available for one's particular type of computer. There has been a contentious debate in the computing community regarding web applications replacing native applications for many purposes, especially on mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets. Web apps have indeed greatly increased in popularity for some uses, but the advantages of applications make them unlikely to disappear soon, if ever. Furthermore, the two can be complementary and even integrated. By purpose and output, application software can also be seen as being either horizontal or vertical. Horizontal applications are more popular and widespread because they are general purpose, for example, word processors or databases. Vertical applications are niche products designed for a particular type of industry or business or department within an organization. Integrated suites of software will try to handle every specific aspect possible of, for example, manufacturing or banking worker or accounting or customer service. Types of application software. There are many types of application software. LibreOffice Writer, an open source word processor that is a component of LibreOffice running on Linux Mint. An application suite consists of multiple applications bundled together. They usually have related functions, features and user interfaces and may be able to interact with each other. Example, open each other's files. Business applications often come in suites. Example, Microsoft Office, LibreOffice and iWork, which bundle together a word processor, a spreadsheet, etc. but suites exist for other purposes. Example, graphics or music. Enterprise software addresses the needs of an entire organization's processes and data flows across several departments, often in a large distributed environment. Examples include enterprise resource planning systems, customer relationship management (CRM) systems, and supply chain management software. Departmental software is a subtype of enterprise software with a focus on smaller organizations or groups within a large organization. Examples include travel expense management and IT help desk. Enterprise infrastructure software provides common capabilities needed to support enterprise software systems. Examples include databases, email servers and systems for managing networks and security. Information worker software lets users create and manage information, often for individual projects within a department, in contrast to enterprise management. Examples include time management, resource management, analytical, collaborative and documentation tools. Word processors, spreadsheets, email and blog clients, personal information system and individual media editors may aid in multiple information worker tasks. Content access software is used primarily to access content without editing, but may include software that allows for content editing. Such software addresses the needs of individuals and groups to consume digital entertainment and published digital content. Examples include media players, web browsers and help browsers. Educational software is related to content access software but has the content of features adapted for use in by educators or students. For example, it may deliver evaluations, tests, track progress through material or include collaborative capabilities. Simulation software simulates physical or abstract systems for either research, training or entertainment process. Media development software generates print and electronic media for others to consume, most often in a commercial or educational setting. This includes graphic art software, desktop publishing software, multimedia development software, HTML editors, digital animation editors, digital audio and video composition, and many others. Product engineering software is used in developing hardware and software products. This includes computer-aided design (CAD), computer-aided engineering (CAE), computer language editing and compiling tools, integrated development environments, and application program interfaces. Entertainment software can refer to video games, screensavers, programs to display motion pictures or play recorded music, and other forms of entertainment which can be experienced through use of a computing device. Use of operating systems and application software in education. Educational software is a term used for any computer software which is made for any educational purpose. It encompasses different ranges from language learning software to classroom management software to reference software, etc. The purpose of all this software is to make some part of education more effective and efficient. Categories of educational software: Courseware. Courseware is a term that combines the words course with software. It was originally used to describe additional educational material intended as kits for teachers or trainers or as tutorials for students, usually packed for use with a computer. The term's meaning and usage has expanded and can refer to the entire course and any additional material which used in reference an online or computer formatted classroom. Many companies are using this term to describe the entire package consisting of one's class or course bundled together with the various lessons, tests and other material needed. Classroom aids. Some educational softwares are designed for use in school classrooms. Typically, such software may be projected onto a large whiteboard at the front of the class and are run simultaneously on a network of desktop computers in a classroom. The most notable are smart boards that use smart notebook to interact with the board, which allows the use of pens to digitally draw on the board. Assessment software. With the impact of environmental damage and the need for institutions to become paperless, more educational institutions are seeking alternative ways of assessment and testing, which has always traditionally been known to use up vast amount of paper. Assessment software refers to software with a primary purpose of assessing and testing students in a virtual environment. Assessment software allows students to complete tests and examinations using a computer, usually networked. The software then scores each test transcript and outputs result for each student. Reference software. Many publishers of print dictionaries and encyclopedias have been involved in the production of educational reference software since the mid-1990s. They were joined in the reference software market by both startup companies and established software publishers, most notably Microsoft. Let me now move on to summarize the session. An operating system works as the interface between the user and the hardware. The entire functionality of the computer system depends on the operating system. Windows, DOS, Linux, Unix are few examples for operating systems. An operating system performs a variety of tasks. It handles file and directory creation and deletion. It manages process, creation, deletion, suspension and synchronization. It also allocates and deallocates memory space. Another key point is that the operating system manages and controls hardware devices. Furthermore, it prevents the system from unauthorized access and secures the data and resources. Overall, an operating system is one of the most vital components of the computer. Thank you for watching today's session. Goodbye.